Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
I always love when, like, once or twice a month, we get breaking news right when Pat jumps on for his Reusse Unchained podcast.
Yes.
All right. The NFL has sent out a memo here, a press release. Your NFC Offensive Player of the Week in Week 1, J.J. McCarthy.
There hasn't been a player of the week. There was a quarterback who passed for 143 yards to win Player of the Week since Sammy Baugh in 1948 with the Washington Redskins. What a joke. What is this? This is all just some crazy PR campaign. He had a nice fourth quarter. Before that, he stunk. When you stink for 3 quarters, and you have a good quarter, you can be the player of the week. That is quite an honor. Yeah,
I'm trying to think, like, through there's a ton of Week 1 great games, a lot of AFC
but
action.
They were all. I looked it up when I saw that. I looked it up, and I mean, like Daniel Jones could have won, but he wasn't in the NFC anymore. The top 8, 9. So when you look up the stats of the 2 players of the week, Josh Allen and J.J. McCarthy, it's a bit of a mismatch, I would have to say.
Except both of them, when the game is on the line
They
and you're
won-
down by
when the
double
game is
digits in
on
the fourth
line,
quarter.
right? Yes. I'm predicting 7 fumbles lost when he's got the big arm swing going back behind him and guys come in and slap the ball out of there.
He does have a big
I'm
windup.
predicting 7 fumbles when he's back here behind his head with the football. But he did play great the fourth quarter. I'll give him that. And, I'm sure the Pope's not happy because, A, he beat his Bears, and B, he's having a child, a good Irish boy, and he's not married yet, and he's having a child. So
Out of wedlock.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the Pope.
right.
The Pope is pissed. I heard.
Yeah. I bet
He's raging right now
He is
at
too.
the Vatican.
He's got 2 things to be upset about. The guy shouldn't even been allowed to play, because of that situation. No, it's
Who would you,
interesting.
Pat? I asked the O-line committee guys, Boone and Cyril's, this question yesterday. If you had, like, football, if quarterbacks were like a stock market, and in 5 years from now you had to tell me Caleb Williams stock or J.J. McCarthy stock, which one would you rather be invested in 5 years from now?
Ooh, that's too tough to answer right now. But I thought Caleb's excuse about last year getting sacked 68 times or something went away. He was terrible the second half. He
doesn't see.
What did the?
No, he ran around great the first half. He made some great plays, but you know what, Judd? Then when he gets ready to throw the ball, he's very inaccurate. That's the problem.
Oh God,
He can
yeah.
run, but he's very inaccurate he played terrible the second half, and I don't know. By the way, I love this whole. You were going to say something, Judd. Excuse me. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to ask who did Boone and Searles take?
McCarthy.
Okay.
Just because, like, there's been personality red flags. Caleb Williams drops back and does not know what he's looking at for a year and a half now. And then he uses people see the play where he rolls out to the right, and there's 3 quarterbacks in the league that can make that play, sprinting to his right, falling out of bounds. And that's awesome. Yeah. But you're not doing that 20 times a game. There's a certain pulse of plays that you need to be on schedule, and he just never is.
Let me say this, though. The Vikings defense was great. Even in the first half, he was running. I mean, he made some wonderful plays with his legs running 25 yards that should have been sacks. The Vikings defense is, if those two interior guys are going to be this good, you're going to have a hard time handling that outfit. Wow.
They had 13 combined pressures from the 2 free agents and they had that whole position group. Even the backups had 41 all season last year. So it's like
Grenard, where was Grenard? He didn't do much. But,
he had 7 pressures, but he couldn't.
Really?
He couldn't.
He couldn't bring him home.
You didn't really see him in the picture that much. But Van Ginkel, of course, Van Ginkel's a little easier to because he looks like a war protester from 1970. So
He does.
that has that makes him a little easier to identify than the others. But that defense has got a chance to be fanned because the first half they didn't send anybody. They
Right.
what they when did they start going after him? And all of a sudden, just like that, Florey's changed, and now they're coming after him with everybody. But meanwhile, the Ben Johnson, I, Schefter, fine, he's great. I love him that he makes all this money and making all these cliched remarks. But just he did his whole 10 minutes. I was up in the North Woods. We only had one channel, and I had to watch my first pregame show in like 100 years. And the babbling that goes on and the assumptions that Ben Johnson has already done this for the Bears. He hadn't done anything. We don't know if he's an idiot or not. He was on a good team. He got good, they called some crazy plays and got away with them. We don't know if he's a coach or not, for God's sakes.
Amen.
It's
Thank you.
they're trying to tell us that that everything's changed. No, we don't know. The Bears fans. You know what changed? They were booing the hell out of him when they left the game. That's what
Yeah,
changed.
they were very excited for the first
Yes.
2.5 quarters, and then they were.
It was astounding, though, how they had this great big chance to just take over the game, and they just kept screwing it up. It was classic Bears. For years we sent fairly good Viking teams down there, and they figured out a way to lose. Now the Bears have started to figure out a way to lose. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It was interesting, but between the running back that they stole from where did who
San
let
49ers.
go?
Francisco.
San
George
Francisco
Mason.
let go. What, did they have cap problems? They couldn't bring him back, or
I
what?
don't know. He's on a rookie
He's a
But they
deal.
just
monster.
traded for one,
Yeah,
right?
they
Huh?
brought in Brian Robinson. It was a weird trade for San Francisco. I don't really get it.
Yeah, and he's a beast. You know what? It reminded me of that Packer team 2 years ago when they had the quick guy and the power guy, when Aaron Jones was half of that tandem. Who was the big guy? Who was the big power guy that year?
Yeah, who was that
But
guy?
they had two of them, and he kept getting hurt. But I mean, that's to me that was the difference offensively, that you could just pound them. They didn't pound anybody offensively last year. So
Corey Dillon, is that who you said? I
Dillon.
think
Corey
you're.
Dillon,
Or I'm
Corey
sorry, AJ. Corey Dillon was the early 2000s.
Yeah, that's right.
Dillon.
But,
yeah.
AJ Dillon was the
AJ
Packers.
but he was a
big
hoss.
monster, huh?
But
He was
this is going to be, this is perfect, Pat, too, because the one thing is you can't ask McCarthy to win you games solely by throwing the ball. I think they finally
That's
got
good
this
because he
right.
threw for 143.
I
But
know. I know. But I mean, I think they got this right. And in fact, the first scoring drive that the Vikings had in the fourth quarter, I think Jordan Mason combined for something like 30 yards on 2 runs.
yeah, he kind of
So,
wears it out. He wears. I mean,
yeah.
he pounds it in there, and they ran him a lot. It was a hard sell to the head coach to let a running game do something for you. But in this case, it was the running game and the defense, and then the kid made a couple of plays. So 140th years player. You don't think the NFL is all PR? Nice, nice, polite young man. Now he's from Michigan, where they were stealing signs, by the way, and were fining everybody. So,
It kind of
but he
shows.
had nothing to do with this. He was ethically pure guy. But
Listen, if he benefited from the dirty work that Connor Stallions did,
Yeah.
then
yes,
he
yeah,
has his
that was
hands.
yes, that's true. But anyway, yeah, it was. There's no reason to not be optimistic after this. You got
Yep.
Atlanta coming in, but when you see the defense play that way, and they have a running game, and we probably saw McCarthy at his worst, right, for 3 quarters.
Yeah.
Hope
Well, he
so.
also he hasn't played. It was their decision to not play him much in the preseason, and so
Yeah, that was
if
it.
he's rusty, that's partially on them for not playing
The
him. But
boys were ripping him about some of the players that are on those committees were ripping them for, the guy hasn't played for a year. You got to
It's like
let him play
it's like
25 plays.
600 days since the last time he
Yes.
played a real meaningful
But the
football.
danger in that is if you play him in the preseason, you got to keep your first team out there with him.
The
Yes.
whole thing,
Like
yeah.
they're more concerned about like Will Fries or Ryan Kelly being hurt because you can't play McCarthy with the backups. That's the conundrum.
What, Kelly came off the field but then came back? Nothing wrong, or what? What was he? What was him?
They just said he was in the blue tent.
Yeah.
Don't know
The
why.
blue tent.
And Blake Cashman was trying to get in the blue tent with his
I couldn't
hamstring,
get in
and it was
there.
like a line at the men's room.
Yes.
He's like, I gotta
Cashman, man.
go.
Didn't he do that 2 years ago too? Popped
Blake
the-
Cashman? Yeah, he's hurt quite a bit actually.
Yeah, popped. He's a hell of a player when he plays, but
Yep.
he was running too hard, man. He ain't gonna just stop. You're not gonna catch
Touche.
you're not gonna catch that quarterback, Caleb Williams. You can't catch him. Just stop and let your legs rest. What the hell?
Preserve your
Yes.
soft tissue. You know?
Yes, that's right. So, I think we should. Yes, the Twins got beat 12-0 last night. Yes.
No, they scored 2 runs. We
Oh,
had a
did they get
little
some?
pinch hit home run there by.
You
I
went to
missed
bed too
that.
early, Pat.
It was 12-0 in the 8th or something, wasn't it? 12-0 in the 7th. Who hit the home run?
Old, what's his name? The Irish guy, right?
Who do we
Hold
have?
on a second. We're not going to
Pitch hitter?
continue the show. Fitzgerald.
Raymond.
Irish
Ryan,
guy.
whatever
The
that
Pope
is.
was happy. The Pope was very happy.
Yeah, Ryan
That's right,
Fitzgerald.
He's
Yes.
got. I got that guy on my rotisserie league team.
I think he has kids and he's married too. That's good. So anyway, yeah, but they won. They are environmentally the best franchise. What would you rather win? A World Series or know that they're worried about the planet, man?
Yeah,
Come
when
on.
did they? So, what is this email that you guys are
30
referencing?
I didn't get it.
34
Weird.
goal. It's in there. 34 goal
Medals.
sustainability gold medals, not gold.
Oh, yeah.
Gold
Okay.
medals.
Goal.
So you set a goal, and then if you achieve it, you get a gold
Nope.
medal. And we had 34.
It's green operations and advanced leadership. That is
Yes.
what GOAL stands for, and we did all
Okay.
those things.
And
34
you know
times.
what? With the
Sean
crowds
Puckett.
this year, they didn't have as much trash to get rid of, so that kind of helped. That kind of helped. Plus, right next door,
I
you
didn't
think they're sneaking some stuff over there that they shouldn't, maybe ahead of time, and nobody can find it because they got the garbage burner right next door. They can
You could, yeah. You
take
could just.
you could just take a big tub over there and throw it over, and and that could get you. Then you might have a guy say, we're a little over the limit here for the gold medal, so sneak over there.
Well, it's
throw
even-
Can you be stripped?
Yeah.
Well, like
Stripped
if
of
you're
your gold
found to be
medal.
cheating the system,
Cheating
they
on the
come and they say, "We want our gold medals back."
Oh man, yeah, it's to put that stuff out in the public and brag about it is, you can put that little note in there or something like that. By the way, gentlemen, I discovered this. I didn't know this. The Pioneer Press is staying united with the Star Tribune, and they're going to Des Moines too.
Oh, so we're bringing all the
We're
printing
going to the-
facilities.
Everyone's
to
going to
Des
print a
Moines.
Gannett in Des Moines.
So I have a dumb
Yeah.
question. So now that for the old newspaper crowd, you guys still like to get your hands on the old paper copy.
Not anymore. I won't be.
How does that work? Like, it was
It
hard
doesn't.
enough to distribute
It
from the Twin
doesn't.
Cities to the Metro.
5 o'clock deadlines.
You have to change your entire way you're doing it.
So
What
there's
they
no
have
such
to
thing
do-
as like a gamer making the paper the next morning.
The only thing is,
Nope.
you have to make it notebook central, the paper edition. But I don't know if we have the commitment to do that. That would be we would have to. There's no sense in like reviewing 2 days ago games and stuff. This is happening all over though. I was talking to Susan Slusher when she was here, and with the covering the Giants, and they have 3 o'clock at the Chronicle. Of course, they're on the West Coast, so they might get a 49ers game in if it's in the East Coast. But
Wow.
anyway, it's
So like for example, Vikings play on Sunday night. The Monday paper will have nothing about that game.
We will have a photo saying it might not even be late enough It won't 5 o'clock deadline, and we won't even get the photos saying
Yeah.
the
There's no
game wasn't
pregame
over yet.
photos.
Yeah, we
No.
won't even get the
No.
game. The game wasn't over yet, so I really don't know what's going on.
I
But
think I think there might be a time when the sports page disappears completely. But the problem is they can't get rid of the print product because your ad sales are still largely based on the print product.
well,
Well,
the
and
Sunday,
there's still a ton of
Right,
subscriptions that
right. But if
Sunday,
advertisers left, you'd probably try and fold it out. But now, because it's still going to cost to print, it just costs an independent contractor.
well, I can tell you who they're not consulting with on any of these decisions is freelancer Patrick Ricey.
PJ
I
Ricey,
have no idea.
PJ
PJ,
Royce.
PJ
PJ.
Ricey is not. I just I know that my usual thing to loll around till noon and then hack it out if I got it. Otherwise, go find something. Uh, you got a 5 o'clock deadline. They want the columns by 2 in the afternoon, I'm sure. So that's going to be a problem. But hey, I already wrote a column for tomorrow. And 10 minutes later, I found out the Twins had provided a free one with the sustainability medals. I could have, you could
Have
have
you wait?
ran off on the
Is this
edge
written
on that.
already, or is it too late for us to take the GOAL acronym, Green Operations Advanced Leadership, and maybe change the acronym to
Yeah, we
something
could
else?
coming out. I think we could work on it and come up with something else. Anyway,
I
yeah.
love
Well,
it.
I'd say the Vikings look very good, but I would like to see better stats from the NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Okay, I'd like to see a little better numbers. So,
Yeah, just maybe like
unfortunately,
175 yards.
unfortunately, Declan pointed out though, like the best 9 quarterback performances of the weekend were, including Daniel Jones, were in the other,
Yeah.
were in the AFC.
I mean,
I mean,
Baker
you what?
Baker Mayfield had a good day through
Yes,
3 touchdowns. If the Falcons beat the Bucks, actually, I think Penix gets it. Penix had a
yeah,
great day.
yeah, and he would have been marketable. But I'll tell you what, that Sunday night game was a ball buster, man.
Oh,
That
it's
was a
Oh
great.
hell of a
man,
ball game. And Lamar Jackson played as well as a human being can play, and they figure out a way to lose it. Their defense stinks. What happened? They have uh, the Ravens must not have any money left to spend on defense or something. They had to spend
it's
it all on offense because they're
it's definitely a problem.
How many guys have won the Player of the Week award while throwing a pick six?
yeah,
I
yeah. That's
I
We
don't
are
know.
dissecting the Player of the Week award. This
I
is
am.
outstanding.
I am.
It is. I was
well, but
shocked to see that.
only
I was
because
shocked.
the Vikings are making such a big,
Right.
everybody's making a big deal about it. But I have found, now that I'm back on Twitter, I'm trying to be a little calmer and not have as much fun.
Wow.
But McCarthy's too big. It's too much fun.
You're not going to succeed.
It's too much fun agitating them with
Yeah.
McCarthy.
I
I
would
can't
say like
stop. I can't
people
stop.
were a little nervous, halfway through the third quarter, but seeing the way the game played out, his approval rating right now is
Oh
as
yeah.
high as there's like the Kirby Puckett 91 level approval rating, which is a different
Uh-huh.
level.
Yeah.
But this is about quarterback, young, likable personality, face paint,
Oh yeah. The whole
emotion,
deal.
all the things you wanted Kirk to do, but he
All
never
those
did for
things.
years.
And
Pretty high.
I gotta admit, I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna tip it off, but I do have a cheap shot at him in tomorrow's column. I wrote about how when Mace went out to California, Flex going out to California. Remember when Mace went out there in '06 and they had that track team, Marshawn Lynch and Deshaun Jackson and Justin Forsett, and they gave up 530 yards. And I didn't put this in, but the highlight of that was myself, Chip, who was the beat guy, the St. Paul guy, whoever the beat guy was, and a student guy. And there's 5 of us sitting there, and it's a half hour, and he hasn't shown up. And I said, I'm bleeping, I'm MFing him, and get that bleeper out of here. And this kid, this star says, does he usually take this long? And I said, we would never classify him as a bleeping good loser. And and then nobody's responding. Chip's looking at me like I'm
Oh
nuts.
my God.
And Mace his wife and daughter are standing 5 feet behind me as I'm doing my anti-mace tirade.
The least surprising thing of all time.
Yeah,
You were confronted by Rob Brzezinski in the bathroom at Giant
Yes,
Stadium
yes.
because you were being so vocal about 41 Donut.
41 donut.
They're
Yes,
sitting
but,
right behind you.
they were yes, but that was okay. But these were two innocent bystanders,
Hey, they were waiting.
mom and the daughter. Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I
yeah,
got no
and
sympathy for him.
It was. I mentioned that to Chip yesterday, and he says I can still hear it. I can still
Oh,
see the
I
face.
can see Chip's skin crawling off his
Hey,
body.
you know what?
Because he was the beat writer with this guy who
Yeah.
wasn't easy.
You know
Now
what?
he's good old Mace. Barrero turned him into.
I was
good
going to
old
say
Mace.
Mace and Barrero are best friends because of the wife. Because she's the when Dan was at Maynard's doing that series of Friday shows, Mace and now the ex-wife were sitting on the dock there, and she got up and I think started to MF Barrero during a break again, and like Mace apologized and stuff. And I think that's how the Barrero Mace thing started. So you were on the right track.
Yes, yes. And he called me. He calls me once in a while now. We're pals now because, one of his big buddies became Joe Driscoll, the baseball player, because he was a buddy of one of Driscoll's buddies. So the oddest couple of all time. But anyway, yeah, that was a great moment. That was a great racing moment. That bleeping, get
Pat,
that
look over your
bleeper
shoulder.
out of here. And they're all going.
It's hopeless with Pat. You just allow it to happen.
Yep. All right, gents.
All right, Pat. Enjoy the rest
Okay.
of your Wednesday, and we'll
Enjoy
talk on
Twitter,
Friday.
Pat. Glad you're
It's
back.
JJ McCarthy week. It's JJ
That's right.
McCarthy week here.
Offensive Player of the Week.
Twitter awaits you,
NFC.
Pat. Go comment.
All right. See you later. Goodbye.
Reusse Unchained on SKOR North.